Alright, here we are inside the studio. Let's get a shot of my unfiled papers, still unfiled, but they're going to be filed here before too long. All of these are fairly important papers that have been accumulating for half a year or something until I can get them into their actual physical file location. Here, let me pass on through here, through the kitchen area. Where are the lovely Ophelias doing the dishes? Over there. There she is. Ahora esta vez sonríe. Y aquí está el buen técnico Manuel. Está aquí instalando Windows. Y de este lado son los archivos físicos. Oh, these are the physical files that I was referring to. As you see here, they're all in number order. There's quite a few files here. Let me see, here's one that I've taken out for reference. It's a file number 89. There you see. And here's the contents. It's the Fair Trade certificates that show ArtCamp's membership. 2001, 2004, 2007. There's the signature of the Fair Trade Federation. Other documents that are relevant to Fair Trade Federation in file number 89. Now here we have studio, a recording studio. As you can see, it's set up with acoustic tiles that are made out of egg cardboard for eggs. I guess you have that in the United States as well. There they are. That's to help the sound be not absorbed. Here's another camera. Here's another camera, portable camera. Here's our computer number 4. And here is where we have our studio set up to do some filming on this green screen. See that green screen there? And then if we go through here, we'll go very quickly into my bedroom, which is got the pajamas on the floor. So let's make it look good. Here's my mentor, Altamirano. Here's some additional decorations that I have. Here where I sleep. And my bed's not made, so here it is. My bedroom. So you have a more or less intimate understanding of my circumstances in terms of living quarters. Here I have a lot of things that are relevant to literary projects. There's all the files and to store writings and newspapers. Here's the going out the door. Goes down to the ground level outside. Over here, it goes up to the upstairs patio, which I'll take you to next time. Now, as we come back around here, I want to show you my notebooks, especially my notebooks from, see that these go back many years, 2003, 2006, 7, 2014. All of these notebooks are full of work. Can you see them? You can take any one and see what I was doing in 2007. Here you can see whether I've been goofing off or whether I've been working on stuff. Look, this is my notebook. You can look at any one. It takes about 2 months to fill one of these notebooks. I put all the everything in here, the phone calls and different kinds of counting. Here's the different things I was studying at the time. The projects, to lay out the projects and keep track of who's supposed to do what, and so I can keep up with my part to keep it all organized, so everybody has a productive part to play. My famous refrigerator, as you can see, it's got a lot of pictures on it. Over here you can see it with the stove. That's just a refrigerator. And here we have my library, such as it is. I've read all these books, most of them several times. They don't ever get a new book, so I read the ones that I have many times. But they are classic literature and history, well worth multiple readings. Here's my altar. You know, every good Mexican house should have an altar. There she is, Virgin Guadalupe. There's her altar. She's the one who makes all the miracles. There she is. Yep. Here's the altar in my house. I don't have a candle on right now, but sometimes we do. There's Karen. Hey, there's Karen back there in her poster form. And here's the books that are being used for research for the novel. And here's more notes. Oh, here's the papers. This is the scripts these girls in Tecopulco wrote. See them there? See how they're in these different groups? This is where they're writing their life story. Look at this. They're just amazing. They just write these really beautiful stories. When I was 15 years old and my parents divorced, honestly, coming from a girl who's still young and learning, it was the worst feeling ever. Now that I'm 20, 5 years later, I look back and see how much it affected me. I don't see it as a lesson, but as a part of life. Well, she's the one who speaks English, that girl from Arizona. You know, these other ones are talking in Spanish, but they say that it's just incredible. These stories are just amazing because they're so truthful. They just don't know any better than to just say the truth, and so the stories are worth telling. I think people are going to be really taken by them if we can find the right way to present them. You know, this one's such a sad story because her sister came and told me, "No, I need my sister's story back." And I said, "Okay, here it is." And then I gave it back to her. I just said, "Yeah, okay, I haven't looked at it yet. That's fine, no problem. Here, take it." And then I looked around and she was crying, okay? She was crying. This was Paula. She was crying because her sister's story was so sad. And she didn't really mean that I shouldn't use her sister's story, because here it is. She left it here. I haven't read it yet. I hadn't read it, and I know it's going to be a really sad story. She's an older woman, and she wants to tell her all torment of her abusive husband. I know that for sure. Because these ones are young, and they just want to tell their story. They think it's so amazing. And these old ones, it's because they don't have anybody to tell it to. And it really, really burns them inside. I know that. I know the story is going to be really just a heart-wrencher. But it was really written for me. See what I mean? She knew I was going to read it, so she wants me to be sorry for her. But her sister read it, you know what I mean? And her sister, like, flipped out because it was so terrible. Stuff was in it, evidently, that she didn't know, okay? She's married to some guy from one of the other families in the village, and anyway, she had a hard life, and like others do. But it was very extraordinary that the sister was crying here yesterday afternoon about her sister's story being so sad. And I said to her, look, you're just an artisan. You're not an artist. You don't know about art yet. But the only thing you can do with suffering is turn it into art. That's the only thing you can do with it. Otherwise, you're here on this planet, there's no use for it. Suffering. And there's no use for wisdom. None at all. Only if you can turn it into art. I said, I know. You don't know what I'm talking about because you're an artisan. But when you're an artist, you'll get the idea. So, yeah, let's get your sister, let's turn it into art. Otherwise, this kind of stuff can kill her. And it does kill the people that go to war and end up having things inside them that they can't tell anybody. It's the same thing. A lot of people have this. Great tragedies, and they can't tell anybody. They need to express it. They need to. Or it's bad for them. Real bad. But it's common situations. It's not like she's the only one. So, that'll be great. This project will be very therapeutic. Lori gets to tell her whole story about when her husband dragged her around by her hair and everything else that must be in that crazy thing. I don't even want to look at it, you know. I'll get around to it later on. Okay, well, anyway, here we are back at the window. I wanted you to just take this little tour and see the situation here is as represented. So you can see off there the Santa Prisca Church. It's just over there, a few hundred meters away. See on that hill right in the middle there? See how it's nice and peaceful out there? No bullets going off anyway. See, this is my I guess this is the mobile art installation I have here included. And then, here on the table, here's my present notebooks. Okay, let's take a look at this. Here it is, last month's. See over there, December? This was December. We were really busy at the end. We were doing that live cast. And this book is just totally full of notes because the end of December was really, look at all those notes and things that I was doing in December, all right, of the last year. So I put everything in there so that I can make a reference to it. I just have the habit of doing that. And see, otherwise I can't remember. I make the lists of what I have to do and what other people are going to do. And here's the current book. See, this one starts in February January, February. All right, do you see it? Okay, here's all the notes for January and February. And yet, now I'm going to finish this book at the end of this month. There's only a few pages left. You know, that means that I'm working. To me, it means I'm working when it's the book is all full. Okay, look, you see it? See what I mean? That means I'm not like watching TV and you know what I mean, going to the movies or anything like that. Look, see, this is work. For me, this is work. And I'm into it because I can do that without leaving here, and the people come, and I give them work, you know, and then everybody's happy. I get work, they get work. You see that? Okay, what date are we up to? 17th of February. All right, 19th. Just we're right up to the present here. See what I mean? The 22nd. Today's the 23rd. Here, I'll mark it right there, the 23rd. All right. You've had the tour. You can see how I live. The telephone's right over there for when you call me. I'm usually standing right over there by the refrigerator. And